Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Moxie DIY in Java. I'm Michelle. Today's video is part of the Hello Fall playlist, and I will be featuring copper pumpkins. So grab your cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and join me. Okay, so this is a DIY that is a combination of two separate ones, the splatter screen pumpkins and the platter pumpkins. As you can see, I have spray painted them copper, and here I'm just showing you the seam on the splatter screens. We're going to put those behind the platter to hide them. This is some copper wire I got from Walmart, and the screen is just slightly too small for the wire to go through, so I'm just making it a little larger with my X-Acto knife. I'm going to use some mini popsicle sticks to attach some wire to the back of the platter so I can attach that also to the splatter screens. And once again, I'm going to widen the screen holes so that way the wire can go through. I would be most grateful if you would consider subscribing to my channel, hitting that bell, and also hitting the like button. Not only does it help my channel, but it also lets me know what kind of content you like. Now, in order to attach the stem properly, we need a base. So I'm going to use, again, these small popsicle sticks. Again, I got them at Walmart. And I am going to make a platform for this stem to be attached to. All done, and now we're going to spray paint it. Now I'm going to use a combination of these beads for kind of like berries on the pumpkin, and as you can see, I'm just going to make little spirals in this wire with my pencil, and it's as easy as that. As you can see, I am leaving some excess, and that's so that we can wrap it around the stem. I think these laser cut leaves are so pretty. I found them at the Dollar Tree, and we're going to use the two maple looking ones, and they don't have a hole in them, but I'm going to use one of the cuts to place the wire through and create a stem. As I mentioned in my intro, this is part of the Hello Fall playlist, and it is hosted by Ellie from DIY from House to Home and Tammy of the Rusted Willow. Please be sure to go check out their channels. I will have them listed in the description box, and I will also have the playlist listed in the description box as well. To start, we're going to spray the bottom third of this pumpkin with the copper spray paint. This is a beanie I found at the Target dollar spot, and we're going to close it up with this twine. I cut off the little poof ball that was on top, and what was left were these little loops at the very top. And we're going to use those loops with the twine to close the beanie around the top of the pumpkin. Now we're going to pull the twine firmly but gently so that the beanie closes around the stem of the pumpkin, and rather than cutting off the excess, we're just going to wrap it around the stem. And then we're going to move on to the nautical rope. Now I first saw this technique, I think it was last year, from Christopher Heidemann, and I thought it was brilliant. We're going to take some nautical rope and we're going to separate the sections. This particular one has 3 sections, so I'm going to have 3 different strands that I'm working with, and we're going to glue the ends down onto the knit material and up the stem. And you don't want to cut too much off the top because we're going to use that to make our stem for our pumpkin, and it turns out really, really cool. We're going to continue this around the entire stem, and I will bring the edges of the nautical rope out a little more, and sometimes I'll bring them a little bit more in, just so that way it varies. Okay, we're all done gluing, and now we're going to start twisting. So I am putting a pretty good amount of glue in between all of the strands, and as it's drying, I'm twisting it and pulling and bending, and this motion ends up making a really cool knotted looking stem. And I just keep gluing and twisting and bending until I get it to where I want it, and then I will trim the ends off. As you can see right here, the texture is really awesome, and you can see how it starts to create that stem of a pumpkin. Next step is definitely optional. Whenever I work with twine, I like to burn off the little hairs just to make it look a little more tamed, and also by burning it, it makes a really cool variation of color in the twine as well. But do this very carefully, always have water nearby. Now we're moving on to the ribs of the pumpkin. This twine is from the automotive section of the Dollar Tree, and I love it because it is very thin. So as you can see, we have the bottom part painted copper, and we want the knit hat pushed down a bit, but we want a little bit of give in the top of the pumpkin. And you'll see why in just a minute. It'll help create that look of dimpling where the ribs go. To start out, we're going to glue it underneath the ends of that nautical rope, and you want to wait until it is completely cooled before you move on to gluing it to the bottom and also gluing it down the ribs of the pumpkin. And the reason for that is because you will be pulling it very hard to make sure that the twine can indent that sweater material. Last but definitely not least, we're going to accessorize. I'm going to be using this pipberry garland that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I love the colors. I think they complement this pumpkin really nicely. I asked my followers on Instagram if matching your coffee cup is devotion or weird. Comment down below and let me know what you think. If you are on Instagram, Rumble, or Pinterest, I'd love for you to come say hi. I always love talking to you guys. I want to take this opportunity to welcome any of you viewers who are new, and to those of you who are my OGs or my subscribers, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm so thankful for you. If you would ever like to help support my channel or my crafting, you can always buy me a coffee. The link is in the About tab or my description box. Now I'm going to give you a tour of the decor I have around my home. I typically don't like the home tours where the YouTuber gives a full inventory list of where they bought things, so if you have any questions about things that you see, please comment down below. You'll also notice that pictures of my kids have been covered up, and that's simply so that they can have the anonymity I had when I was a kid. So I hope that you understand. With that being said, enjoy the music and my decor.